Looking to fine-tune your Wordle strategy? Stick around while we discuss 3 simple tactics everyone can use that will help you win more games and win them faster. Okay, so let's dive right in. The first one is plurals. It has been rumored that the New York Times and actually the Josh Wordle, when he created the game, does not have plurals as any of the final solutions. So when you're making your guesses, you want to avoid plurals, things like tests, roses, or even files, anything that ends in an S and that S is plural. Better choices if you're trying to get an S in there to figure out if that's one of the letter would be words like solid, arose, or even arise. Now, by the way, this does not mean that an S can't be in the last place. It can be, just not as a plural, or at least we don't think it can be as a plural. And to be honest, in all the games that I've played so far, which I started in January, probably like most of you, there's not been any plural answers. So things like glass, gross, class, those are potential winners, okay, but not plural, roses, etc. By the way, I should introduce myself. I'm Mary Schaefer, the author of the first Wordle book. Here, I've got it here, with some more tips and tricks, if you will, to help you win your Wordle games. Okay, next tip number 2. And I told you, these are simple. Anybody can do them. It has been reported that when the New York Times bought Wordle from Josh Wardle, and thanks both to Josh Wardle and the New York Times for still making this available for all of us to play and enjoy every day, that the only change the New York Times made was that they took out 6 words that they felt some people might find offensive. Not necessarily, but might. And so when you're guessing your answers, if it's a word that you're fine with, but you realize that others might take offense at, then perhaps you want to avoid that and think about some other options. Okay. If you like these tips, why not subscribe to this channel? We post 3 times a week. I'm going to be honest, Tuesdays and Thursdays are about accounts payable topics for the people who work in, manage, or have responsibility for the accounts payable function. But every Saturday, we've got a new Wordle video for you with tips, strategies, etc. Okay, tip number 3. What about Q? Don't guess a word with a Q unless you already know that you have the letter U, that U is one of your choices. It's the least popular letter, if you will, in the alphabet, and it's the least likely to be included in your choices in English language anyway. Now, when you're looking for a U, which for me is usually the 3rd round if I'm not happy with the vowels that I've found, you want to rely on words like chump, doubt, and shout, okay? Use these tips and avoid making common mistakes, and that will go a long way to making you a Wordle success. We've got video on those mistakes, and there's a link in the show notes as always. And on YouTube, a link will appear momentarily, as will a link to all our playlist of all our Wordle videos. And as always, we appreciate those thumbs up, those likes, those subscribes, and of course, your comments. I love the comments. So good luck and happy Wordling.